It's Taylor Acee, and I'm an associate professor at Texas State University. And I spent the better part of my life studying how to help students become more strategic learners and reach their goals in college. Today I'd like to talk about the model of strategic learning. This model helps to organize the factors that affect learning and success in college, and also emphasizes those that are under your control, that you can do something about to increase your chances of success. So I'd like to start with a little activity. Just take a few minutes and think about what affects your learning and your success in college. Well, I've done this activity for a while, probably over 13 years with students, and here are some of the things that folks have said. The course subject. Some students, it's math is more challenging for them than philosophy, or vice versa. So the subject affects how well they'll learn or succeed in that subject. Class size. Some students do better whenever there's a smaller class size. The types of assignments. Is it a writing assignment, a math assignment, a presentation? Test questions. Some questions can be tricky, and some students do better with multiple choice and others do better with essay. The teacher. Sometimes you get a poor quality teacher, and other times you have a great teacher, and that'll affect your learning and success. Effort. The amount of effort that you put into a task will increase your chances of learning and succeeding at that task. Study strategies. Using effective and efficient study strategies. For example, summarizing the material in your own words can help you learn it and make it your own. Teaching the material to someone else is another effective study strategy. Time management. How you manage your time over months, weeks, even from minute to minute. And concentration. Being able to focus your attention and hold it over time on a task is really important for learning. And help seeking. Whenever you hit an obstacle or having trouble with something, going and seeking help, asking someone for your learning assistant is an important thing for success in college. Do you notice any difference between these two lists? The list on the left, these are factors that are not under your direct control. And the factors on the right, they are under your direct control. In research, plenty of years of research has shown that students can learn to use their effort and their study strategies and these other things that are under your control to improve your chances of success. But this is just a small list of factors that affect your success in college. Really, a better question might be, what doesn't affect your success? I think the answer to that is anything. Everything could potentially affect your success in college and affect how well you study and learn. Here's a word cloud of things that could potentially affect your success. The amount of television you watch, how much time you spend on the phone, your mood, the weather, how hungry you are. Commuting and parking can affect things from a day to day. Meditation, all these things can affect your success in college. So how do you kind of organize this and make sense of it and to figure out what you can hone in on to get the biggest bang for your buck to improve your skills as a learner? Well, Dr. Claire Ellen Weinstein, she was the genius who came up with the model of strategic learning. And she spent 40 years researching and on this model of strategic learning, developing courses to help students become strategic learners. And I had the wonderful opportunity to have her as my mentor in graduate school. And unfortunately, the summer of 2016, she passed away. And part of me making this video is to help carry on her legacy. Another reason is because I use the model in my research, in my teaching, and in my day-to-day life to help me be a better learner, a better lifelong learner, as well as to become a better problem solver. So I really do use this model. The model helps to organize factors that affect students' learning and success and targets things that you can control in yourself to increase your chances of success. So here's the model of strategic learning. I know, it looks overwhelming. There's a lot in it. I'm going to break it down a little bit for you. Look at the skill, will, and self-regulation components of the model. These are the main areas of the model because everything listed under here are things that you can control about yourself to improve your success as a learner. Skill is knowing what to do and how to do it. My little cousin, he wanted to take my car out for a spin, but he's only 15, and he tried to convince me. He said, I know what to do. I know that the steering wheel makes it turn, the pedal makes it go, the brake makes it stop. What else is there? And the answer to that is he didn't know how to do it. He might have known what to do, he didn't know how to do it. He needed to develop procedural knowledge about how to drive, actually practicing how to drive. The same is true with learning. You can know what to do. You can know that of a bunch of effective note-taking strategies. You can know reading and listening comprehension strategies. And all these learning strategies, you can know about them, but you also have to learn how to use them effectively and efficiently to reach your goals. You have to practice with them. So skill is really knowing what to do and how to do it. So it's broken up into this knowledge about and skill in. So some of the knowledge about is to learn about yourself as a learner, to learn about the academic tasks that's coming up, to learn about different study strategies and skills in the context in which you're learning. But the skill in is actually using those strategies, using reasoning strategies, learning how to prepare and take tests, using those skills. But is knowing what to do and knowing how to do it enough? The answer is no. You also have to want to do it. How many of you floss once a day? It's recommended that you do, but only 50% of people do it. Why don't they do it? It's not because they don't know what to do and how to do it. It's because they don't want to do it. Sometimes you don't feel like flossing. So will is the wanting to of learning. And sometimes you don't feel like studying. And so how do you motivate yourself to want to study? And that has to do with a number of things that are listed under here, such as setting, analyzing, and using goals. When you have a specific goal, it'll help drive you to want to study. Future time perspective. Having a vision of yourself in the future, something you want to become in the future, will help motivate you to change the present so that you become that person in the future. Your attitudes and beliefs also greatly influence your motivation. Lots of students think that I'm not a math person. There's no way I could learn math. That belief will affect your motivation. If you know you can't do something, why would you try? If I asked you to walk up to the side of a wall, would you do it? Would you try? No, because you know you can't. So if you know you can't do math, the intelligent thing to do would be not to try. But the truth is everyone can learn math, and that belief is what's standing in your way of trying. Is knowing what to do and how to do it and wanting to enough? No, you also have to actively manage the learning process, and that's self-regulation. Self-regulation is really actively controlling your own thoughts, feelings, and behaviors in order to reach your goals. It's easy to get off track. It's easy to get distracted. So how do you stay on track? And that's the self-regulation component of the model of strategic learning. Some of the things that fall under here are time management, concentrating, comprehension monitoring, which is kind of setting up checkpoints as you study to see if you actually learned what you were trying to learn. And other things like this, like coping with academic anxiety. There's ways that you can learn to regulate your anxieties. But learning doesn't occur in a vacuum. The outside of the model represents things in the academic environment. They're not under your direct control, but you can develop knowledge about them to be more strategic. So for example, how many of you have missed some points on a test or an assignment because you didn't understand the instructions? That's an important thing to develop knowledge about. We all have been there. So the requirements of the current learning activity, assignment, or test are important things in the academic environment to learn about. Your teacher's beliefs and expectations, social context and support. Having a support network of family or friends and even people on campus that can help to support you emotionally and academically. And available resources. Many college campuses have learning centers, writing centers, and folks that you can use to help you study and learn. So those are some of the things in the academic environment. But what's in the middle? The learner. And each learner comes to the learning situation with unique background experiences, unique character, unique interests, and all these things. That's what makes you special. That is what makes you you. And so one of the things to think about is that all the things that you learn about becoming a strategic learner, you still have to figure out what works best for you. Everyone is different. So try new things, try new strategies, and see what works best for you. So we keep talking about a strategic learner, but I haven't told you what it is yet. So here are some of the characteristics of a strategic learner. Being goal-directed, having goals that you want to achieve, and then staying on track to reach them. Actively managing your own learning, staying on track and managing, overseeing what you're doing. Using effective and efficient learning strategies. So, rereading the material over and over again could potentially be effective, but it's not efficient. Learning strategies should be effective and efficient. You should choose ones that will save your time and resources as well. So, creating an organizational chart of the material, summarizing it in your own words, creating analogies for, what is this that I'm trying to learn? What's it like? What's something I know about that is like what I'm trying to learn about? These kind of learning strategies can really help you learn things at a deep level, and it'll save you time in the end. And then learning from your mistakes. Knowing that everyone makes mistakes. You're going to mess up. We all do. And to not focus on how bad that feels, but instead to think of it as a learning opportunity. What could have I done differently to make this go right? And then using that to inform how you proceed in the future. So to review, the model of strategic learning organizes factors that affect students' learning and success under 4 components: skill, will, self-regulation, and the academic environment. It targets things that are under your direct control, and those are the things under skill, will, and self-regulation. And the last point is that strategic learning occurs when your skill, will, and self-regulation are working together. It's like the systems of the body. Your respiratory system, your circulatory system, your digestive system, all these things need to be functioning well for you to be healthy. The same is true for learning. Skill, will, self-regulation all have to be working together. For example, if you had the skills to learn math and you know what to do, you still have to want to do that. The reverse is true as well. You could want to learn math, but if you're using inefficient study strategies, it's going to be hard to do that. So strategic learning is really all 3 of those working together. So I really appreciate you watching this video, and I wish you the best on your journey to become a strategic learner that's capable of reaching your goals and what you want in college. Thank you.